el quinto. Quieren boxear con la amenaza mañana.
And I'm excited for that. That made me feel motivated to go in the training camp and put my best. And obviously this is very important for me, for my country. And I'm glad to be involved in this kind of thing.
The boxing world is electrified as Canelo Alvarez prepares to face Terence Crawford in a clash of brilliance and brutality. This highly anticipated bout pits two of the sport's sharpest minds and fiercest fighters against each other. Behind closed doors, Canelo's training camp is operating at maximum intensity, pushing physical and mental boundaries. Every session is tailored to sharpen his power, precision, and endurance for the monumental showdown. Let's take you inside one of the most intense training camps of Canelo Alvarez's career. Most significantly, it's a fight that will define his legacy, not just another title defense. Crawford poses a special threat because of his exceptional speed, talent, and perfect record. Canelo knows that using force won't work in this battle. Instead, surgical accuracy and solid discipline are needed. In order to shape the body and mind into a weapon, every second at training camp is planned and measured. When the bell rings, Canelo wants to step forward without hesitation, guided purely by instinct and unwavering confidence.
I'm not underestimate him. I know he's a good fighter and he's gonna put his best in the training camp. But you know, every advantage I have, no, he's a complete fighter. No, he's a very good fighter. But I'm being there with every single style. Obviously, it's different because he changed the guards and everything. But you know, I need to adapt myself to anything. I hope he comes with the mentality to put a great show, and that's it.
In the camp, Canelo's strength and conditioning training for the Crawford fight has been intense and consistent. He has focused on building overall strength and endurance to perform at his best. His routine involves regular workouts aimed at enhancing muscle power and stamina. Maintaining peak physical fitness is a priority throughout the training camp. This disciplined approach helps him stay strong and ready for the challenges in the ring. As the boxing world is truly aware, Canelo has accomplished more than most fighters ever would: weight class titles, historic triumphs, and international recognition. However, this battle is a personal test rather than merely another accomplishment. He seeks to show to himself that greatness has no end, not to admirers or detractors. He feels that despite all of his accomplishments, he still has more to offer, because legacy is created in the furnace of self-challenge, not in luxury. Furthermore, on the pads and mitts, Canelo transforms into a rhythm machine that is incredibly accurate, small, and sharp. Eddie Reynoso crafts unpredictable combinations to mimic Crawford's switch-hitting trickery, forcing Canelo to read and react in real time. They enhance offense and anticipation by including feints and defensive slips into the combos. It involves timing and pace, which are refined to catch Crawford in transition, in addition to power and speed. Each session is a chess match at warp speed, with Canelo's fists as the pieces.
Ahí voy. Ahí voy.
Most notably, his team is operating with surgical precision, building a camp tailored to dismantle Crawford's speed, angles, and switch hitting versatility. The goal of every coach, from Eddie Reynoso to the conditioning staff, is to develop a more agile, sharper, more difficult to hit version of Canelo. They strive for mental acuity and tactical flexibility under duress, in addition to maximum athleticism. A new gear in Canelo that strikes a balance between elite timing and sheer force is anticipated to be unlocked by this camp. Ultimately, they see a fighter fully evolved, ready to neutralize Crawford's style and impose his own in the moments that matter most.
Pero nunca así, güey. Pero nunca acá. Lo estuviste parando y pum, y pum, y pum, y que no te hagan para atrás. Y si te hace poquito atrás, así. Así, no así. No que te hagas guango de aquí, güey. Es como hacer esto, que te están haciendo así. No te muevas, dale fuerte, ponme fuerte. Ya te estoy canchando, me estás canchando mucho más, un pasito para atrás, güey. Sí, okay. Ahí, pero fuerte. Ahí así. Así, pero no así. Porque ahí valimos madre.
Moreover, in the training camp, Canelo hammers the heavy bag like it owes him something. Each punch a calculated assault aimed at simulating Crawford's elusive rhythm. He trains his hips and shoulders to produce maximum force from narrow angles by repeatedly doing devastating body shots. Canelo remains grounded despite the bag's wild swings, a storm in the middle of mayhem. His focus is surgical. This is programming muscle memory for the kill, not merely conditioning. Additionally, for Canelo, sparring is about practicing dominance under live fire, not simply about rounds. He alternates between several sparring partners, each of whom is intended to mimic a different aspect of Crawford's style, such as his southpaw footwork, abrupt angles, and deft counters. Canelo practices cutting the ring, trapping movement, and using pivots and body attacks to test defensive responses. He experiments, adapts, and then imposes, treating each round like a fight night scenario. In these sessions, the war is quietly won before the lights even come on. Considering all the things, don't be surprised if, despite critics labeling him slow, Canelo knocks out Crawford on September 13th. The story of his training camp, which is driven by precision and intensity, is entirely different. Canelo is burning brightly, honing every aspect of his strategy. He is concentrating on performing with extreme precision in order to maintain control of the battle from beginning to end. When fight night arrives, expect a version of Canelo that silences doubts and dominates Crawford. Moving forward, let's have a look at what pros are thinking about this fight. What are they expecting, and whom are they backing to win? First and foremost, Shane Mosley, a former multi-division world champion known for his speed, power, and experience against top-tier opponents, shared a confident prediction in favor of Canelo for the upcoming fight. Mosley predicts Canelo will win in the end, despite praising Crawford as a very skilled boxer who can defeat anyone. He praised his skills and said he would be pleased if he won on September 13th. However, Mosley feels Canelo will easily overcome the difficulty. As long as Canelo sticks to his usual approach, he thinks he should prevail. For Mosley, Canelo's strength and experience at 168 are crucial factors.
I think it'll be a great fight. I think both guys are great fighters, but I think Canelo's just too big, and they mistake him as being just a guy at 168, not a regular guy, and Crawford being the more talented. But that's not the case. They're both talented. But the only thing is, Canelo has them by 2-weight division. So I think that Canelo beats him pretty easily. But we'll see. If Crawford does good, I mean, kudos to Crawford. I'm happy for him. If he can pull off, great. But my mental, my mind's telling me that Canelo's going to probably beat him.
Furthermore, veteran commentator Jim Gray called it a treat for boxing fans when two elite fighters square off. He noted that bouts like this are rare and electrifying, where talent meets strategy at the highest level. He claimed that the excitement comes from the uncertainty. Both boxers are talented, eager, and completely capable of winning. It's all about who performs better under duress. For fans, it's more than just a brawl. It's a chess game in which brilliance faces up against greatness.
I think it's great for boxing. I think we want to see the best fight the best. And even though there's been a difference in weight divisions here, I think that, people clamor for big names and big fights and guys who are great to fight each other. So being for the institution, and I am for the institution of boxing, I think Canelo has been great for boxing, and I think Terence Crawford has been great for boxing. So how this is going to play out exactly, I don't know. Terence Crawford is older, and Canelo has, twice as many rounds?
Moreover, Daniel Jacobs described this fight as a great matchup, viewing it as a nearly even 50-50 battle, but slightly favoring Crawford. He believes Crawford might win because of his unwavering determination and will to succeed. But Jacobs cautions against undervaluing Canelo, whose abilities and achievements are self-evident. Because each fighter has special skills, the result is unpredictable and thrilling. He promises fans a fierce and unforgettable fight in the ring, predicting a hard-fought match where willpower and execution will be crucial.
I've seen where he started, I've seen how he's gotten better over time, but I also just know what resides in him. He's a dog, he's a beast, and he's out to prove something too. So I'm excited about this fight. Canelo obviously is self-explanatory. There's really no need to go down the rabbit hole when it comes to him. But I do see this being as a 50-50 fight. But if I was a betting man, I would bet on Crawford. But also too, you can't count Canelo out. I mean, would go in, I'm assuming, as the favorite, which is rightfully so.
Moving forward and expressing his support for Terence Crawford in the impending fight, Robert Garcia also emphasized his remarkable speed, footwork, and general skill set, all of which are evident in his training films. Garcia considers that these attributes give Crawford a major edge. Canelo compared the bout to his experience with Floyd Mayweather, but Garcia strongly disagreed. Mayweather and Crawford have entirely different fighting styles, he underlined. He argues it is incorrect to make comparisons between the two matches.
I think it's totally different. I think, Canelo was only 23, he was very young. I think this fight's gonna be great. I do see Crawford maybe pulling it off because he's got good footwork, good speed, but I don't think they're close. I don't similarize those two fights, Canelo and Floyd. I think they're just different styles. I mean, Floyd and Crawford.
In his prediction for the big showdown, Michael Jai White also picked Crawford to come out on top against Canelo. He highlighted his superior speed and movement as key factors that give him an edge. Although the weight class naturally suits Canelo, White is confident that Crawford can manage the challenge and claim victory. He even likened the fight to the Mayweather versus Canelo encounter, suggesting it will be a tactical and skillful contest. White's analysis points to his ability to control the fight and ultimately win.
Why do you think Crawford's going to beat him?
Because Crawford could find people to fight like Canelo, who is amazing. Canelo has just, oh my God, like he evolved. I saw how he evolved defensively and everything. I just don't think he's as fast as Crawford. And I think Crawford is just a little step ahead as far as movement is concerned. And so I think it's going to be Mayweather Canelo Part 2. That's what I think.
Additionally, in his analysis of the impending fight, Carl Froch also praised Crawford's inner fire, boxing prowess, strong defense, and hitting power. He stated that while he is capable of winning, the largest challenge will be acclimating to the 168-pound weight class. Froch highlighted that if Crawford feels comfortable carrying that weight, he has a real chance. However, he warned that Canelo is no joke at 168 and that he will need to work more than ever to win. Froch hailed the bout as the year's most captivating and fascinating bout. He's excited to see how it unfolds.
I think it's a great fight. It's really interesting, intriguing, because Crawford's so good, so talented, unbeaten, a box of tricks. I thought the Errol Spence fight would have been close and he absolutely demolished him. But I just think he's out of his weight division. Well, he is out of his weight division. 2 or 3 weight divisions is coming up.
Yeah.
And I just don't see how a welterweight can step up to super middleweight, especially a super middleweight who's been up at light heavyweight. I don't see how he can do that and perform for longer than 4, 5, maybe 6 rounds.
Really? Yeah,
I just think the weight will get to him. I used to spar welterweights.
Okay.
And they're good for a round or 2 because they're quicker than you.
However, according to Manny Pacquiao, Terence faces a genuine challenge in this battle. He pointed out that his opponent, Canelo, is used to lifting heavier weights and is a fighter who wins by sheer strength. Pacquiao emphasized the physical danger of facing an opponent of his size and strength, but he also expressed confidence in Crawford's abilities. He suggested that he rely primarily on his footwork and speed, which could irritate and throw off Canelo's rhythm. Pacquiao knows there is a genuine chance for Crawford to win if he executes his plan well.
His favorite because that's his natural weight, and then Crawford moving up. If Crawford don't know how to handle or manage his body and his condition, his footwork, everything like that, to moving up, very difficult. He needs to handle and maintain the speed and improve his power. That's what I did. Like, maintain your speed and improve your power.
Besides, Kermel Moton also echoed Jim Gray's sentiments, describing the upcoming fight as a fantastic spectacle for boxing fans. He emphasized the evenly matched nature of the bout, highlighting that both fighters have an equal chance of victory. Moton believes the contest will be tightly contested and unpredictable, making it all the more exciting to watch.
It's a big jump for sure, but I feel like Crawford definitely has a great chance. I feel like it's a 50-50 fight. I really don't know who will come out on top of that one. I just feel like the better man that night will win, so I feel like the fans are the winners in that one.
In addition, despite the difficulty of going up in weight, Brian Norman Sr., another significant boxing figure, firmly believes that Crawford will defeat Canelo and that this is his era. Like many others, he also said he was completely confident he could manage the jump to 168 pounds with ease. Norman noted his long-standing support for him, stating he's always been on his side. He stated unequivocally that he will not be influenced by public opinion this time either. He believes that Crawford is a genuinely exceptional fighter because of his skills and ability. Norman is confident that he can defeat Canelo and anyone else.
Canelo versus Terence Crawford. What are your thoughts on that? A lot of people are not giving Terence enough credit. They think that he's going to step into, the lion's den. What are your thoughts?
I'm always going with my dog Crawford, man. I'm with Crawford, man. I'm Crawford. I'm team Crawford all the way, and I'm not just saying that, for no other reason. I just think he's a great fighter. This is his era right now. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. He's a very great role model.
Yeah. Man, everything about Crawford is solid so far, so I'm going with Crawford.
On the other hand, Terence Crawford's preparations for the fight against Canelo Alvarez revolve around building peak physical condition and mental sharpness. His camp focuses on developing speed, stamina, and power to ensure he can keep up with Canelo's intensity. He spends countless hours working on his footwork to move effortlessly around the ring and create opportunities for effective attacks. Defensive skills are a major focus as he aims to avoid Canelo's heavy shots and counter with precision. Endurance training helps him maintain high energy levels throughout all rounds, ensuring he stays strong from start to finish. Mental preparation is key, as Crawford studies his opponent's tendencies to anticipate and respond effectively. He practices timing and adaptability by working with partners who simulate different fighting styles, preparing him for various scenarios.
What will you have to do to be your best version in order to get this victory?
I think just be myself and just don't get careless in the ring, and stay sharp all 12 rounds if it goes 12 rounds. I think that's the only thing that I need to do, and make sure that in training that I sharpen up all my tools.
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds like a solid approach.
Furthermore, strength and conditioning are balanced carefully to enhance his power without sacrificing agility. Recovery and rest are prioritized to keep him fresh and injury-free during the intense camp. Nutrition is closely monitored to fuel his body for optimal performance. Each day of training is designed to build resilience, sharpen focus, and improve tactical execution. Additionally, his team works together to track progress and adjust as necessary to keep him on the path to success. Crawford approaches the camp with determination and confidence, knowing that every detail matters. He is focused on controlling the pace of the fight and capitalizing on any openings that present themselves. The goal is to enter the ring fully prepared to execute his strategy with clarity and precision. Overall, this preparation period is about more than physical readiness. It's about cultivating the mindset of a champion ready to face one of boxing's toughest challenges. Every effort is made to ensure he can perform at his absolute best when the moment arrives. Ultimately, Crawford's camp is about building a complete fighter who can adapt, endure, and overcome on fight night.
I can't imagine thinking about getting beat. That's not something that I think about.
We've never had it as a professional fighter.
Yeah, but I never like to think about losing. It comes to each and every one of our minds as a fighter. What if? But that's why we train so hard, so that if can deteriorate, in camp. But, a win against Canelo Alvarez, what it would do to my career would put me, on Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
I think I would be one of the greatest fighters.
In the end, if you've made it this far, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps us grow. Drop your predictions for this fight in the comments below. We'd love to hear what you think. Stay tuned for more updates and breakdowns.